Hey, hello, my friend. Welcome to another episode. Let me ask you this question. Are you a confident artist in your business? Yes, not only in your studio, but in your art business. Are you confident about your art prices? Are you confident about your website? Are you confident with your marketing? Are you confident, when you deal with a collector or with a gallery? Are you confident when you have to deal with that, difficult client who's giving you a headache, while making for example, a work of art on commission, etc. In this episode, I'm going to help you how to start growing confidence in your art business as well. My name is Sergio Gomez. I'm an artist, curator, gallery owner, author, and co-founder of the Art Next Level program. And my goal with this channel is to make marketing and art business easy so that you can grow your art career, find new opportunities, sell more art, and spend more time creating in the studio. So if you like that, make sure you click on the subscribe button and click on the little bell so that you receive notifications of our future videos. Well, my friends, super happy to be here with you, and it's particularly now because I'm doing this video in the month of July. Doesn't matter when you're watching this or when you're listening to the podcast. This is the month of July, and we decided inside my coaching program, the Art Next Level, to dedicate this whole month about building confidence. We are calling it the Confident Artist Toolbox because inside that toolbox, you will find different tools that will help you build confidence in your art career. And very soon, you're also going to hear in another episode, you're going to hear from Dr. Ana Gomez. We're going to have a great conversation about building confidence for you as an artist, and finding your uniqueness as an artist. But in this episode, I want to kick off, this conversation of building confidence, with our art business, thinking about our art business. And I started the video asking you some questions that for many artists are very difficult to answer, like the question of pricing. Are you confident with your current prices in your art? Some of you may feel like your prices may be too low or maybe too high, or maybe you have no idea and you are not sure if you have good prices, for your art. Do you have a website that builds confidence, for example? When somebody lands there, do you feel like that person who lands in your website, feels confident to put in their credit card and buying from you? Maybe that's one of the reasons you haven't sold anything from your website, right? So, these are all very important questions that all relate to the idea of confidence. So let's dive deep into that. And let me help you build some confidence into your art career, which, by the way, I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between confidence and arrogance, because sometimes we confuse the two, and we may be actually perceived as arrogant versus confident. So definitely you want to hear that too, and avoid, to be arrogant and actually portray more confidence to those who you deal with, both online and offline. So let's start with the first section, the first part of the topic, which I want to talk about the importance of confidence in your art business. It's very important that for us as artists, we really take the time to think about the confidence that we are building in our art business. It is sometimes very difficult for an artist to think business, when we are working in the studio, when the thing that we love to do is be in the studio and making the art. When it comes to business, we're like, Sergio, don't talk to me about business. It's really difficult. I don't understand it. Well, I'm here to help you out. And I'm here to tell you, there are huge benefits of being a confident artist in your art business. Why? Because when you start to work towards building confidence, and it takes work, right? It takes work. It's not something that you press a button and it just happens. When you start building confidence in your art business, you will start to also experience different results in your art career. Let me give you an example. When you are dealing with a client, and if you don't portray confidence, in, for example, the pricing that you give them, and you are kind of like flaky, like, well, it's around this, around that, what you are saying to the client, to the collector, is like, I don't know much about my, how to price my art. So the collector will be either taking advantage of you or saying, I don't know if I should purchase from this artist because he or she is not really ready. And believe it or not, I have met artists who, have the hardest time selling their work, who actually push collectors and clients away because just they portraying, the idea that they are not confident, right? and weakness in confidence. So you don't want to do that, right? In your business, in your career, you want to do the opposite. You want to portray confidence without arrogance, but confidence. So the way you do it, for example, when you're working in your price structure, I recommend to all artists that I work with to always have your prices written down. Because when you have your prices written down, you don't make mistakes. You don't give one person one price and another person another price, right? You don't sound like you're guessing a price that just comes from your mind on that particular moment. When I give somebody a price for a work of art, I'm sure of that price because either I remember it really well or I saw it on my price sheet, and there's no question. Sometimes, if I'm giving a quote on a price for one of my works, I may actually pull my phone and say, hey, wait a minute, let me just double check. Let me make sure, that I'm giving you the correct number. And so, I sometimes actually share my screen. So then that gives the person confidence that I'm not coming up with, some sort of random number that I'm just making up. So they have built that confidence that what I'm telling, there's transparency in my pricing, right? Let's go to another one, the website. Do you feel confident right now about your website? Do you feel confident that if I land on your website as a buyer, as a collector, I will be properly welcome into your website, that I will find what I'm looking for, that I will find a website that is up to date as much as possible, that your bio is not one from the 1980s but it's current, that your list of exhibitions is up to date, not something that you wrote 5 years ago. Are you confident on that? Are you confident that when somebody lands on your website, they will see a pop-up or a reminder that they should sign up for your email list, right? If the answer to those questions is no, then that's where you're lacking. Then you need to work hard, in making sure that your website is up to date, that uses the latest standards as well, that invites people into your art, into your story, and invites them to join your mailing list, because that's what you want. You want to capture leads through your websites, not only buyers, but leads, so that they can buy from you in the future. So, that is super important that you do that. And the reality is that when you take care of it, and you take the time to do it yourself or to hire somebody to do your website the proper way, then you have that confidence to send people to it, right? A lot of times, artists don't send people to their website because they have excuses like, oh, sorry, it's really out of date, or oh, I'm sorry, I haven't updated in 3 years. If you have an excuse not for somebody not to visit your website, then you are not ready, you are not prepared, you are not a confident artist in your art business, because you don't have the confidence that when they land on your website, they will be happy with what they see. Well, I mentioned social media, I mentioned Instagram. How about that? When you are doing your marketing as an artist, do you feel confident that you have a strategy to follow? Or you're just randomly posting here and there, like whenever you have a little bit of time, you post something and, with no rhyme or reason? Well, then that's why you may have doubts when you go to Instagram and say, well, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. So those are signs, right, that you have no confidence in your strategy. Because when you're confident about your strategy, you say, okay, today is Monday, and this is what I'm going to do, because that's in my strategy book. Mondays I do this, or this is, I have a list of categories that I can do content about my social media, for example. And here's another really actionable step that you can do for your social media. Create a simple marketing plan or strategy where you can create some simple categories to say, okay, every week I want to make sure that I do some posts in which I feature one of the works that I have right now available. I want to also make sure I make a post that it is about what I'm doing right now, what's on my easel. Could be what's on my easel Tuesdays, right? I see many artists who do that, or Monday updates, or Friday you can do a wrap up of your activity from the week, etc. There are a million things you can do. And inside my program, the Next Level program, which, by the way, if you are not in it, I don't know what you're waiting for, because we have been doing a lot of really, really awesome things. And in particularly this month of July, we're focusing on helping everyone in my coaching program to be a confident artist and to be unstoppable. So I want you to be the same, my friend. come and join us. But anyway, so as I was talking about this idea of building confidence in your marketing, when you have some categories or content buckets where you can pull from, you are not wasting time. You are not wandering around what to post, because you have something that you can rely on, something that you can plan, something that you can work from. I created a few years ago what's called the Ultimate Marketing Calendar, right? So any artist in my program who is going to, right now be preparing for a show or for the release of a print or new body of work or a new collection or anything that has a date, and you want to, work a promotion for that, they just go through my Ultimate Marketing Calendar and they follow the step-by-step that tells them, when to post, what to post, ideas for engagement, how to do all the marketing starting from weeks before with your social and with your email marketing and so on, inviting people in different ways, all the way to the event, what to do during the event and what to do post-event, which is super important, the follow-up. I always say that the opportunities often come from the follow-up, not from the event itself, but from the actual follow-up. So, that when you do that, right, you experience, the difference of having a strategy versus not having a strategy, and all of a sudden like, oh, I did it with a strategy and it worked great. And so I get messages from artists in my community say, Sergio, I tried the Ultimate Marketing Strategy and I could see the whole difference, versus not having one. And thank you so much. Now they are more confident, right? Now they go the next time they're going to prepare for a show or a promotion. Now they have the confidence because they already tested it once, they try it out, and now they say, I have the building blocks to now grow from here. And there are a lot of artists who say, oh, so yeah, I'm super confident. But when I start asking them about their art business and all these building blocks that must be in place for a good business to run and to grow, that's where they begin to say, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I never thought about that, how it relates to confidence. And particularly, as it relates in your art business. So let's talk about the next thing I want to also spend some time here, which is practical. I want to give you practical steps to build confidence in your art career. I already talked a little bit about some things you can do, but also I want to help you out here with more things that you can do specifically for your art career. And one of them, and I think is the biggest one, the one that I often talk about with the artists that I coach in the program, is the idea of setting up goals, right? Setting up goals for your art career. When you have no goals, you're just working and working and working, but you have, no specific direction or where you want to go, and what ends up happening is just comparing yourself to others, all day long. Oh, that person is doing this. Oh, that person is doing that. Why I'm not doing this? Why I'm not getting the same attention? Why I'm not getting the same followers? You're just focusing on everybody else except on your own goals. So if you want to experience greater confidence in your art business, your biggest step one that you can do after you watch this video or listen to this podcast is you want to make sure that you set up some goals. Everybody is really good about setting up goals in the month of January, right? We all do it. Actually, inside our next level, we do it. I always do a video or two about, or a podcast about setting goals for the year. We have sometimes challenges to set goals for the year, and that's awesome. But what happens middle of the year, like at the time of this video, July, what happens to that? Doesn't matter when you're really watching this video, it's probably not in January, and probably this idea of goals are, out of the window. Maybe you already forgot whatever goals you had in January. Maybe you don't even remember if you achieved any of those goals. So because there are no goals, it's difficult to build that confidence in your work because you don't see progress. That's why inside our Next Level program, we always say, we are a catalyst to help artists, with their aspirations and converting those aspirations into tangible results. Because when you do that, you build confidence in your art business, in your art career. So what I invite you to do as a big step here is to take the time. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Could be even November. And you can always put one or two goals that you say, okay, maybe this month I'm going to focus on this particular thing that relates to my art career. Let me give an example. Maybe building your email list. Maybe you have never done that. Maybe you have heard of it. Maybe you have heard me talking about the email list, but you have never really taken it seriously. Or maybe you have an email list, but you haven't really sent, emails consistently, right? So that maybe that's your downfall. Maybe that is your biggest hurdle or problem. Well, the reality is that today there are so many tools that anyone could do an email super easy. You got things like MailChimp that can help you, create the email newsletter, create a template, organize all your contacts there, connect that to your website so people can sign up to that. So there are no excuses anymore as there used to be before, to build a better art business that can also help you build more confidence in your art, because all your building blocks of your art business are in place and are working, are connecting, right? Super important. Another one that I want to mention here also as another practical step to take is to invest in your own growth as an artist, in your business. Invest. You gotta invest, and there are many ways in which you can invest. You can invest financially. You can invest with your time. You can invest also with your work. In ways in that can help you build the confidence that you need in your art business. For example, in this case, maybe you need to invest in learning more marketing skills that you don't have right now, right? How to create that email newsletter. Maybe you need to really focus on, learning how to create Instagram reels, because you have no idea. You see others that do it and you think it's really hard, and you're just like, why bother? Why doing it? And you wonder why you're having such a hard time connecting with people on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media you may be at, because you refuse to take the time to learn, right? You refuse to take the time to grow the parts of your business that can give you results, that can give you bigger opportunities, and by doing so, building more confidence, right? Building more confidence. The third thing that I want to also share under a practical step that you can do, as I begin to wrap up this video or this podcast, is to talk about feedback and adaptation, right? Feedback. We all need feedback, because when we get feedback, we grow and we build confidence. If you don't have any feedback, it's hard to build confidence, right? And sometimes also getting understanding feedback. Somebody gives you, a hate comment on your Instagram or your Facebook. All of a sudden now you're spending hours thinking about it, or somebody says something bad about your art or something. Now it really affects you in some negative ways, right? But that's not the feedback I'm talking about. I'm talking about feedback that helps you become better, that helps you become a better artist. Constructive criticism, which is not always like, hey, what you're doing is amazing, but sometimes like, hey, that might not be as good, or you might need to improve here, or if you see this other option might actually really help you to get better results. That's the type of feedback that we all need. Feedback that's going to help us grow, that's going to help us to see where our blind spots may be at that we cannot see right now. So, if you don't have feedback, you need a community. You need people that you can connect with on a regular basis and get the feedback that you're looking for, or brainstorming that you are looking for. And that's exactly the steps that I would like you to take, after you watch this video, you listen to this podcast. Create some goal setting, invest in your development as an artist, your art business particularly, and also seek feedback. And then what I want to finish this session is with the last thing I want to talk about is the difference between confidence and arrogance. A lot of times we confuse the two, and they're really different, right? Arrogance is like saying, I know everything. I don't need to invest on anything. I know it all. I'm the king of the hill, or the queen of the hill, and it's all right. Versus confidence says, you know what? I don't know everything. I know I can improve. I know there are things that can help me get better. Yes, and confidence is the idea of I'm gonna take the next step to get to where I can be, where I can excel, where I can really shine, where I can be a better artist. And that's the difference between arrogance and confidence. And I think we all, as artists, we want to build more confidence, because we all know arrogant artists. I'm sure you already have somebody in mind, when I say that. I hope it's not you, right? Or I hope somebody's not thinking about you when they get to this part of the conversation, right? No, we don't want to be that artist that everybody kind of distrusts or walks away from or tries to avoid because that person is arrogant, thinks that knows everything, knows it all, doesn't need anybody's help, super confident. No, they're not super confident, they're just super arrogant. But real confidence is humble. Real confidence is wanting to learn more so we can get better. Because as I always say, when one of us win, we all win. And my friend, as I wrap up, if you want to join us inside the Our Next Level program, it's our membership program right now. We are accepting artists to come and continue working with us to build their confidence. If that's an area that you really see that you're struggling with, maybe, it's not really right now where you want it to be, or maybe you have lost confidence for some, reasons. Maybe you haven't got good opportunities. Maybe, again, your business systems and tools, are not where they're supposed to be, or some for other personal reasons. Well, then you need help, and we are here to help. We're here to help you, achieve the success that you're looking for, achieve that confidence that's going to make you an unstoppable artist, an artist on a mission. And you have heard me talk about the artist on a mission idea, and I want you to be an artist on a mission. And you can be. There's no reason in this world why you cannot be an artist on a mission, why you cannot be the confident artist that you're meant to be. So if you want to join us inside the Our Next Level program and work with me and my coaches, all you got to do is just make sure to go to theartistnextlevel.com or then send me a message through Instagram at Sergio Gomez and say, hey Sergio, I would like to join and I would like to be a confident artist as well. I'll be happy to send you a link, help you get started. When you're registered, there are Zoom opportunities, sessions where you can come and we can talk and meet us, and others who are joining as well. And then, when you're inside the program, you get feedback, you get companionship, networking from others, and tools, to develop and to grow yourself as an artist and build more confidence in your art career all around. Because we believe when one of us wins, we all win. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you share this episode with all your friends. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. But wait, before you leave this video, if you are an artist who wants to grow your art career and wants to achieve greater success, make sure you check out the Our Next Level program. You will find a link under this video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the next video that we have recommended just for you.